time. Something has got to happen because we can no longer go down the path that we're going down. This country won't last another 6 months. This country won't last another 12 months if something doesn't happen. So it's time to flip the switch. It's time to get involved. It's time to move the line forward. And if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. So I don't care what flip the switch is. I don't care if that means that all of this nonsense is nonsense, or if some of it's true. All right. Welcome, Warriors, World Patriots, and my fellow Americans. My name is Mike. I'm the host of Liberty Warrior. Give me liberty or give me death. When tyranny becomes law, rebellion is our duty, folks. Today is Wednesday, February 16th, 2022. It's hump day, right? So a lot to talk about tonight. I'm telling you. I'll try to pay attention to chat. I can't guarantee I'll catch chat, but I will probably drop the link later in the show if anybody has anything they want to hop up here and comment on about the topics that I'm going to bring up tonight. And real quick, congratulations to all the winners last night. Tammy took all the notes last night. Thank you for that, Tammy. Tammy Nation, Tammy the Hammer Nation. So thank you for that. So she took all the notes last night. Hola there, Mary Kay. And So she emailed them to me, and I copied, pasted, and I posted them on this YouTube front page on community. I posted it on channel 1, channel 2, and channel 3. I also posted it on Facebook. So if you guys missed it last night, and you heard maybe through the grapevine that you won one of the donations that we did last night, then those are the places you can go and check that out and see if your name's on that list. And if so, please email us, get us your information. Your mailing address is most important. If you won one of the 2 coffee cups, email us your mailing address, and then also let us know in the description of that email what coffee cup you would like. And you can go to libertywarriornation.com and you can pick from any of the badges that are in the store. Any one of those badges we can get put on those coffee cups for you. So I know there was a couple of you that won those last night, and congratulations. Also, Jeff B, he also donated a dart set to us last night. And I think that was Lily J. So Lily J, I think I have your address, but I would send it to me again anyway, so I can get that sent out to you. So anyway, just a lot of fun last night. I know we didn't talk about much. We were just laughing and having a good time, and just cutting loose and giving back to all of you that support us nonstop, and we really appreciate that. Thank you for all the new memberships that we got the other day and all the super chats and the donations. I'm still receiving cards. So thank you guys for sending the cards. I really appreciate it. Even just a simple card, just saying thank you. That means the world to me. So I really appreciate that. Let's see what else do we got for updates, and then I'm gonna get to the topics here. Um, I think that was about it. Just um, just all the donation, all the winners last night. Check and make sure that if your name's on there to get us your information. And people were asking last night, how do we qualify for the coin giveaway? So we're not going to do the coin giveaway for this month because we took some time off. So we're just kind of resetting, and so the next coin giveaway will be the end of March. And how you qualify for the coin giveaway is all you have to do is do a super chat in the month of March, be a member in the month of March, be a reoccurring member in the month of March. Any one of those things will put your name in the drawing, and then we will draw new winners at the end of March. And like I said, Shane and I are working on something special for the month of March for you guys. It was all Shane's idea. I just added to it. So we've got I think some pretty neat things that we're going to do for the month of March. If you guys want to be taking part of that, we'll also give away, I'm sure, a couple coffee cups, maybe a couple t-shirts. I don't know, but we'll have a giveaway at the end of March if you guys want to join that. But that's how you do it. Membership on any channel that has a membership. I honor all memberships no matter what. Um, and any super chat that you do in the month of March qualifies you. It doesn't matter what the amount is, any super chat qualifies you. That's it. All right. So, I don't know. A lot of stuff going on. The FDA was caught on tape. Project Veritas. Uh, Fauci looks like he's in some serious trouble. Hillary looks like she's in some serious trouble. Is anything going to become of any of it? I couldn't tell you that, but I want to talk about it tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and open prayer, and then we're going to get at it. Like I said, I'll try to pay attention to some of the chat if I can. It goes by pretty fast, and if not, I'm going to drop the link probably about mid-show. If you guys want to come up and make a comment and talk about some of these topics, I'd love to have you call in. So that's the goal for tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and we'll get started. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for last night, for all the gifts that we were able to hand out last night, Lord, and thank you for all the wonderful people that support us here at LWN. Lord, pray a hedge of protection around each and every one of them tonight. I just pray that we all get to have an amazing evening just talking about all the current events going on across the world, across this country, Lord. And I just pray that the audience has an awesome time tonight, and the callers will call in and have stuff to contribute to the conversation. I pray this in your son's precious name. Amen. All right. So here we go. Fox News. I don't know Hawk's new channel. If anybody can help them out to find Hawk. I didn't know he was taken down, but if he's taken down, let's try to find his link and put it in chat for everybody. That'd be great. Fox News has been putting out some stuff on Fauci, old flip flopping Fauci, for the last almost solid week. I haven't really caught much of it. I caught quite a bit of it today, but I haven't been paying attention to it all week. Man, they're calling this cat out. They're even talking about crimes against humanity. Um, their uh, their allegations are even as far as he was a mastermind. He was part of the whole plan to keep people in the dark, keep them sick, and to make money off of it and profit off of it. And I have to say that I would definitely lean that way. That this guy is so evil. He has played his part. He has played it well. He has done nothing to help the American people. He has done nothing to help anybody around the world. He has done nothing but just lied to us, uh, misled us, flip flopped on everything. He's put a lot of people in jeopardy. In my opinion, he is also responsible and liable for the people that are no longer here. Period. Thank you for that, Tracy Q. Looks like she found Hawk's new channel. Fox News is calling his ass out. Yeah, Fox is a little too late. I agree, Mimi. I'm just listen. I'm not giving them kudos at all. I'm just telling you what's coming. What's out there seems to be catching traction and ramping up a little bit. So I'm not giving Fox any kind of credit whatsoever. I'm just saying at least somebody in the lamestream media is finally starting to call a spade a spade. Finally starting to call it out there. We've been calling it here for forever. I've never I've never liked Fauci, not from day one. Even when he worked under Trump's administration, I always thought he was a snake. I always thought he was just, I don't know, a little rat. And he started showing his true colors for me way early. I didn't even buy into the whole wear it for 14 days to flatten the curve. What a bunch of hogwash that was. Here we are 2 years later. 2 years later, and yes, I talked about a lot of this on the Podbean today with John Estabrooks. If you guys want to catch that, we really had some great information for you. You can catch it at LWN Podcast on Podbean. We're also on Amazon Music and we're on Spotify. So we've been calling it for a long time here. This guy was shady. The whole flatten the 2 week thing. I never bought into it. So then we march forward and we go into, well, if you take a vacation, you have to take a vacation and you can get back to normal life. So how long have we been waiting for that to happen? How long have we been waiting for normal life to return when all these millions of people rushed out there to get the jab? Nothing. We're not back to normal. Are we back to normal? I know where I live in free America, we are back to normal. A lot of us haven't ever wavered from normal. We just kept on plugging along. We didn't buy into all the propaganda. And all these people that rushed out to take that because they thought they were doing the right thing, they thought they were getting the right information. They rushed out to do that so they could save their families, so they could get back to work, so they could get back to a normal life, so they could go to concerts, so they could go to parks, so they could do all this stuff that they said that they took away from us. We're 2 years later, and you're still having to wear a mask, even if you received the vacation. When's enough enough? They're just going to keep this thing going. As long as there are people out there that will comply and consent, this will never end. I said a long time ago when I started this channel, 11 months ago. I do not comply. I will not consent. Never have, and I never will. I will die on my feet before I die on my knees. It's up to us. We're the ones with the power. We the people. We the people. Then let's roll over to Hillary. She's in some hot water right now. At least her lawyers are, right? Her lawyers are being indicted. Durham come out with a lot of indictments, a lot of information. I told you guys about the book, Caught Red-Handed, that ties the Biden family to Chinese and Ukrainian deals, backdoor deals. It's all right in front of your face. We've been putting it out for a long time. Now it looks like they're calling for an investigation into the actions of the Clinton campaign in 2016. You know where this is going? Guess who was president in 2016? Guess who was putting these orders out to everybody? She's not acted alone. Yeah, big ears. The road leads to you. I don't know how much more will come out. I think there's going to be a whole lot more coming awful fast. And there's nothing that they can do about it. They can't stop it. They're running scared. They're throwing everything at it, including the kitchen sink. They're trying to distract and they're trying to mislead and they're trying to get away with this, and I don't believe that they're going to get away with it. Indictments are one thing, charges are different. I think charges will ensue. I believe there'll be warrants for people's arrests. So who's it going to be first? Who's it going to be first? Is it going to be Faulsey? Is it going to be Clinton? Is it going to be Trudeau? Whatever his name is. We'll talk about him here in just a minute. Then we can talk about inflation. Look at the administration. Gas prices are going back up. I reported today in headline hits, the Biden administration is emptying our federal they're emptying our reserves, our federal reserves. If you remember correctly, because not all of you there were a Podbean today, so I'll go back a minute and I'll tell you. If you remember correctly, that Mr. T filled our federal reserves right before he left office. He filled those federal reserves up when OPEC decided that they were going to flood the market, and they crashed the market so hard with an influx of crude, it dropped the price drastically. And thank God we had a president with brains who jumped on the opportunity and bought that crude for pennies on the dollar. And he filled our Federal Reserve. Now we've got the Biden administration that is in control, and everything is out of control. Inflation is skyrocketing. Gas prices are skyrocketing. Food prices are skyrocketing, and there's no end in sight, and there's no plan. There's no plan. What are they focused on? They're focused on the Ukrainian border, which war was inevitable. War's coming to Ukraine. Guess what? It's not. The soldiers they're leaving right now. It was an exercise. So now we're going to focus on the Green New Deal. Biden wants 50% of the car manufacturing to be electric cars by the year 2050. inflation, supply chain issues, border crisis. You know, I did a headline hits a while back. I called it the dumpster fire, the administration's dumpster fire. This is exactly what this is. The Biden administration is a dumpster fire. And this idiot just keeps pouring more and more gasoline on the fire. He has no idea what he's doing. His vice president doesn't know what to do. She's checked out 90% of the time. The drinker of the house, she's confused. How do we combat inflation? Well, I read today that the Fed has two choices. Their two choices is they're either going to have to increase interest rates in March, and I don't mean by a little, I mean it's going to be a lot. If you don't have a fixed rate mortgage, look out. If you do not have a fixed rate mortgage on your house, if you have what I had back in 2008, which was a fluctuating interest rate by whatever the economy was doing, that was the interest rate I got screwed. They came back and hit me with even a higher interest rate. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of people across America. If they're in that situation, if they have that loan, when the Fed decides that they are going to raise the interest rate, a lot of people are going to be in a lot of trouble. What's that going to do to inflation? What's that going to do to the economy? It's going to change drastically. Is there going to be a reset? I don't know. Is there? I can tell you that the Biden administration is pushing hard for a reset. Protect yourselves, folks. Protect your family. Make sure that you're somewhat self sufficient. Make sure you have, I mean, I'm trying to be multi-dimensional. Seeds so I can plant my garden this year. I'm going to go help my parents raise a garden. I'm looking forward to that. I miss my chickens. I miss my turkeys. Make sure you have a couple different water sources, a couple different energy sources, a little bit of extra food when you can. I'm not saying rush out and spend all your money. This isn't fear porn. This is just good old common sense, which common sense isn't so common anymore. Everybody wants to push blame and point fingers and call it fear porn. I'm just trying to be smart. If you want to rely on Walmart and you want to rely on the government, good luck to you. Not me. Not me. I'm not going to rely on anybody. Have a little bit of silver to trade with just in case. Just in case. If not, it's something cool to look at. You can give it to your kids. Depopulation. When we're referring to Faulsey, depopulation. Charles, what was his name? Schwab, whatever his name is, the guy that runs the elites across the world. He's made statement that he wants world population to be reduced by 4 billion by 2050. Those are his words, not mine. Those are his words. How are they going to do that? Thank you. Klaus Schwab, thank you for that. How are they going to do that? What vehicle are they going to use to accomplish that goal? I don't know. My mind kind of tells me when the whole world is trying to force people to take an injection in their body, and if you listen to Podbean today, I think we're somewhere around 236,000 people that have died from the vacation so far here in America. I'd say that's a pretty good start. How are they going to reduce world population by 4 billion with a B? How are they going to do that? They have to have a vehicle. They have to have a vehicle. What's the vehicle? Mandates? Is that part of it? Shane. uh, Shane, did you forget to send me a link? I did, brother. Hold on here a second. Let me take care of Shane. Just in case he wants to hop up here, I'll send Shane the link. Here you go, Shane. All right. Here's a couple other things. Hopefully, Shane is hopping up here. I'd like to have a conversation with my brother, and then I'm going to open it up for you guys. Yeah, 24,000 deaths and counting. You're absolutely right. United we stand. Let's talk about Israel for just a minute. Israel was the country, the only, well, Israel, how do I want to word this? Israel was the top country of the world that complied to all these mandates, that complied to all these vacations. Thank you for that, Gerald. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Israel complied. Israel vacationed over 65% of their population. They have some of the biggest problems in the world right now. And their people are fed up. I know that we have Canadian listeners. I know we have Canadian patriots in here. They're in the chat. They watch. We got Rage in the Cage. We got Canadian Patriot. We got GG. There's a lot of them that are part of this group that we all circulate here. And these people have been so instrumental in what's happened in the last 3 weeks. All the Canadian patriots, all the citizens, the truck drivers, people from America driving trucks, went to Ottawa and they stood up and they said, enough's enough. And that sparked something across the world. And Israel is now following suit. Israel is now taking to the interstates and the highways with their trucks and they're honking and they're sending a message. We've had enough. I know that Travis and Paul Davis, I believe, are both on the road right now, headed to the truckers' convoy here in America that's supposed to start tomorrow, February 17th. Safe travels, Travis. Safe travels, Paul Davis. I'll pray for both of you. Stay safe. Keep us informed. Let us know what's going on. But the Canadian Patriots are the ones who really ignited this whole thing 3 weeks ago when they decided that they were going to go to the capital of Canada and they were going to have their voices heard. Now, this has been peaceful the entire time. Yes, I know. They found some weapons in a group of 12. I don't care. How do we even know those 12 were even involved with this patriot movement? How do we know they weren't paid actors? But it ignited something. Israel standing up, America standing up. Of course, there's other countries around the world that have been protesting for months and months and months. So what does the elite do? What does the evil do to try to curve what's going on in Canada? I'm sure you've all heard about it. Now they are freezing assets. They are going to go into all the businesses, all the corporations that own the trucks, and they're going to start freezing assets. I've seen videos put out today where certain people were going into grocery stores trying to purchase something and their cards were denied. What else are they going to do? They also put out that they're going to suspend these corporate businesses, these corporate trucking companies. They're going to suspend their insurances on all of their big rigs and vehicles so that they cannot move them. They're calling it illegal. illegal protest. Folks, I get wound up about this stuff. What about the Summer of Love? What about Chaz? They took 4 city blocks in Portland, Seattle, wherever it was, and they did nothing. They actually brought them pallets of water. Did our government suspend anybody's licenses or insurance, or did they freeze anybody's assets? Did they freeze BLM's assets? Did they freeze Antifa's assets? No, they did not. They supplied them with pallets of bricks. They helped tear down American cities and burn them to the ground. These monsters, and that's exactly what they are, they're monsters. They're trying to stop the Patriot movement. First, it was freezing the assets of GoFundMe for the trucking companies and for these people that were receiving donations from patriots like us, that were supplying these patriots with funds for fuel, for food, for hotels, for whatever they needed. They froze those assets. Now they're freezing their bank accounts. Now they're suspending insurance. And guess what the Patriots said today on the news? They will fight. This will not stop them. They will die on their feet. They will not die on their knees. They will not yield. They will not consent. They do not comply. That to me shows character, folks. That shows me that the people are rising up and they've had enough. So what is Canada going to do next? Well, today they were supposed to pass the War Act in Canada, which was an emergency act which will allow the Canadian police to go in and start rounding up the patriots with no just cause, with no warrants. If they deem them fit to be basically a terrorist, then they're going to go in and they're going to take them down. They're going to round them up. They become political. They become political. What's the word, Shane?
Well, usually they become political, unnecessary targets.
Yeah.
And that's what's sad. It is sad.
I'm glad to see you here. I'm glad to see you here tonight, Shane. I'm glad to see you here. One last thing, and then I'm going to let Shane talk. I want to hit one last point for you guys, and then I'm going to let Shane talk. The FDA. The FDA was caught on tape by Project Veritas stating that all of these companies that produce this nasty stuff that they want to put in people's bodies are pushing hard to make the mandates become law, and they're wanting everyone in the world to be forced to have to take one of these every year, and they said it's going to make them a lot of money. It's all about the money.
And here's what I'll say about that. Somebody needs to ask the question. It's not what they're doing. The question is who do you ask to, if you take the money away, where's the benefit? I guarantee they'd stop overnight. And that's what's happening is they're trying to protect their money coming in. And it's not that these people are pushing things they don't even have a friggin' clue about. We've got to sorry, my brain's a little slow due to the
it's all right, Shane.
Blood pressure and stuff. But anyway, we've got to stop listening to these criminals that are pushing this shit on us. Now, hey, if you want to take jab, that's on you. Go do it. Great. Fine, Danny. I'm not going to cuss you one way or the other. But they're not going to make the people as a conglomerate all abide to you because you say it's a mandatory thing. We have to stand up. We know what our bodies want. And if you don't know what your body wants, then so be it. I mean, it's enough. People's got to stand up. It's time we stop this horse crap that's going on. We got a bot out there, guys.
Oh yeah, they'll get it.
I'm.
They'll get it.
Yeah. But I just showed up here to, and I'll be here all evening. You know me. I have never quit Liberty Warrior, and I'm not going to. They're my home. Me and Mike are friends. We have been friends. And it is what it is. So I'm not going to allow a bunch of this horse shit to keep going on. The stuff Mike's bringing up is spot on. He is spot on. And if he wasn't, I would confront him about it, but he is spot on tonight. We've got to stop this crap somehow. Is it the truckers? Well, that's a good way to start it. But now the rest of us need to follow suit with these truckers because these truckers are losing their jobs, their lives. Some of them starving to death. Some of them freezing to death. My biggest thing is get your ass. Don't even go to Washington, D.C. That is the biggest mistake we can make. Go to the 50 states. And that is where you're going to make the difference because the 50 states run the federal government. And if they don't like that, I'm sorry. There ain't a damn thing that little 10 miles can do. They're not even from here anyway. They're run by London. These 50 states can run this country like it should have been from day one. And that is a fact. And I don't give two shits who says, we got these China believers out there that only research China, and we got all these people that research all this stupid shit. I'm going to tell you something. If you're more worried about China, maybe you need to move your dumb ass over to China. Because this shit here in America is illegal if you know the Constitution. If you don't know the Constitution, do not say, well, here's what they're putting out from CNN. Try not to get upset.
Shane, you got to watch the blood pressure, brother.
My blood pressure is good, buddy. I got it, buddy. I've got it down to 140 over 60, so I'm good.
All right.
But all I'm going to say is this horse shit that these people are putting out, to bow down to China and all this stupid shit, and this is what they're putting out. Get your ass on a boat and get on over there because I ain't dealing with this shit anymore whatsoever. This is America. We will prevail. We will win. Whether people like it or not. And they say, God bless America. No, God bless the whole world. But everybody looks up to America. So we have got to get our shit back together before it's too late. And I'm telling you, we are on the verge right now of being on the verge of too late. And it's scary. And if you knew the shit I knew, it would scare the hell out of every person out there. And that's just a fact. So be very careful. Let's get this shit back on the line. Let's get America back together and we'll fix it.
Well, best way to do that is get involved at your local level. We talk about it all the time. You can go to libertywarriornation.com. You can go to the action link up there. There's lots of links. I see D-Dog just hopped in. Thank you, Shane. I know he's just sitting in the background there. But anyway, D-Dog jumped in there. Go to that action link. Look up the affidavit mamas. You really need to get to know your local sheriff. You need to just get involved, because Shane's not wrong when he says we could very well be at the verge of just losing everything if we just continue to sit on the sidelines and do nothing. So I just hope and pray that a lot of you that may be kind of pausing yourself for a minute and wondering, what can I do? Well, we talk about it on this show quite a bit, what you can do. And we've had special guests on here. We've had D-Dog on here. He tells you guys how to get involved. We've had Affidavit Mamas, David Jose, a lot of good people that have come in here and shared information and tried to educate everybody so we can get this done, because it is us. It's our job to get this done. We have the power. We've always had the power. Just a lot of us has just been asleep for so long, and I've been one of them. I talked to my sheriff just the other day, just so D-Dog knows. I talked to my sheriff the other day, and he is a constitutional sheriff. So I feel pretty confident in that, and I think I need to keep in contact with him and keep talking to him, because, he needs to become my best friend. Yeah, freedom isn't given. We got to work for this, folks. Our forefathers had to take it. We're going to have to take it. Pray for the truckers. Pray for the Canadian Patriots. Pray for the truckers. Pray for Paul Davis and Travis heading to wherever they're going for tomorrow's big event. We just got to keep fighting, man. Every inch has to be earned. Everything has to be done legally. It has to be done peacefully. I try to hit them in the pocketbook every chance I get. I haven't shopped at Walmart in so long, it's feeling pretty good. I know I see some of you guys in chat say you haven't shopped at Walmart for like 10 years. I can't wait till I can say that 10 years from now. But I have been able to quit shopping at Walmart. Haven't shopped at Walmart for, it's getting close to 6 months. So I hit those guys in the pocketbook as often as I possibly can. That's why I created LWN fliptheswitch.com. Is I wanted to get involved. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to be able to spend my money wisely. And take the money away from the people that turn around and use it against me as propaganda. The same people that fund BLM, the same people that fund Antifa, all that stuff. Those people are using your money against you. 24 cents of every dollar that you spend at Walmart, any of those big box stores, they turn around, they use that against you. 24 cents for every dollar you spend. They take that, they donate it, they fund people. Gerald, calm down, Mike. We don't need you on blood pressure pills too. I do get wound up. I'm just very passionate about saving America, about loving God, about making a difference. If I don't do it, who's going to do it? If you don't do it, who's going to do it? Nobody. If you're not the first person that'll step forward when you're called, nobody else is going to step forward. Be that first person. Step forward. Make that difference. However, whether it's spending your money at a different place, whether it's volunteering, whether it's going to school board meetings, filling out affidavits, whatever you can do to get involved. And Everyone has a place at the table. You can be disabled at home and you still have a place at the table. There's still lots of things that people can do, even if you cannot physically leave your house. We've talked about this many, many times here. We need your help as well. For those of us who can go out and physically picket and protest peacefully, that's our job, but we still need you behind the scenes. So don't ever think that you're less than anyone else. We're all equals. We're all equals. Everybody has different talents. You know, Tara says, I got a gift of gab. War Machine has the gift of art. Shane has the gift of wisdom. I mean, everybody has something that they contribute. I'm going to drop the link here in just a minute if you guys want to hop up here, say something. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your help, guys. Like I said, there's a lot that you can do. You just got to start doing it. You got to start making a difference now. Hit them in the pocketbook. Spend your money at a different place. Quit feeding the monster. Buy a little bit of silver and protect your family. Buy a couple extra cans of soup when you're at the store. Do the things that you can do, that you can physically do now to make that difference. Reach out to your representatives. Bug the hell out of them. Call them, email them. Find out what's going on. I report all the time about these people that are involved in some of these committees and some of these things that they're promoting. I got somebody who was mad at me the other day. Don't talk bad about Ron Paul. I'm not talking bad about Ron Paul. I'm telling you that he was part of a group that's pushing to get more immigration coming to America to take away American jobs. Shouldn't I report that? Shouldn't I make you aware of that? If you're from Kentucky, don't you want to know about that? I even blasted my own 2 state representatives here in Idaho, Risch and Crapo. I'm going to let everybody here in Idaho know what they're up to. I think it's important. How else are we going to hold these people accountable if we continue to turn our heads and allow them to get away with what they're doing? That's how we got in this situation to begin with. Oh, he's a good guy. I voted him in. He ran on a platform that was so great. And then once he got there, guess what? You didn't pay attention to him anymore, or her, until the next voting cycle. Then they get in there, and like Shane says, every one of these committees is bought and paid for. So they hop on committees. They get funded by lobbyists, by big business. Those are the people that tell our representatives and our congressmen and senators how to vote and what to vote for and what bills to put out. Why is that? It's because the American people are not involved. We check out after we fill out the ballot. We fill out the ballot. We stay up all night. We watch who wins. Once the person we voted for wins, we turn around, we go back to business as usual, and we don't pay attention. We don't hold these people accountable. It's now my job to hold them accountable. It's now my job to research and find out what they're up to and then get on here and tell you guys what they're doing. I'd be mad as hell if I found out some of the stuff these people are doing and I voted for them. That's when you guys get involved. When I tell you what they're doing, you get involved and you call them. Call them at the state level and you go, what the hell are you voting for this for? That's how this all works. We've been asleep at the wheel for decades. Decades. You know, in World War II, Japan made a statement after they bombed Pearl Harbor. They said that they felt like they made a mistake. They felt like they had just woken a sleeping giant. I'm here to tell you folks that since Trump kicked the hornet's nest, he awakened a monster, and that's the American people, because we have all the power. We just have to use it. We have to lawfully use it, peacefully use it, and that's what I need your help for. That's why I created LWN Flip the Switch, so that you could get involved there. so that you can spend your money wisely. We created that. We bring in affidavit mamas. They go through affidavits. They can help you. They got a website that you can go to. They will walk you hand in hand through any kind of affidavit that you need to fill out, whether it's school board, whether it's city council. It doesn't matter what the affidavit needs to be. They can help you. We brought on David Jose. Let him tell his story. I hope he comes back here real soon because I really enjoyed time spent with him. That's why we've had Teddy Daniels on here from Scranton, Pennsylvania, running for Congress. We've had Jackson Lawmeyer on here from Oklahoma. Give them a platform so they have the opportunity to tell us what they're running on. Who are they? What's their character? We've had Frank Lopez Jr. on here updating us on the border. I know Denise is working on getting him back. It's about time we get an update from Frank. Keeping you in the know is how we fight this. Keeping you in the know helps you make good decisions, informed decisions. And it should, at times, light a fire under your ass, to be honest with you. When you hear the stuff that's going on in your area, you should be right down there knocking on the door going, what the hell's going on? We've been asleep for so long. We've gotten so used to being in this fog of not caring. People will always say, well, I don't have to do anything about it. So-and-so will do it for me. Those days are over. Nobody is going to do anything for you but yourself. Like D-Dog says, it's not his responsibility to save your freedoms or your liberties. It's your responsibility. You're the only one that can act tonight and do anything about your freedom, about your liberties. You, solely you. That's it. It's all on your shoulders. All we can do is instruct and help and unite and help each other out. Hey, Travis. Sounds like Travis might be in North Carolina. Drive safe, brother. Keep us updated, man. I'm going to be watching your show to see what's going on. I know Travis and Paul Davis are headed. They're headed somewhere for this February 17th for the truckers here in America, and I support them 100%. Listen, I'm going to drop the link. I've ranted long enough. Shane, do you got anything you want to say before I drop the link?
Oh, I always got something to say, you know me. No, I hope that, like I said, with D-Dog's encouragement and all that, I really hope they'll avoid D.C. and just go to the state capitals, which, you know, in D.C., you can go, 30 miles, you're in the capital. D.C. is not a capital of anything. It is a conglomerate of London, which doesn't belong to us. So I would love to see everybody go everywhere but D.C. Let's get to the root of the problem, because the root of the problem is you don't go to the head and decide. You can't go to the top of the deep state and kill the problem. You have to start at the bottom, start chopping its legs off so it falls. And the more
Absolutely.
it falls, the more you keep chopping off. So that's what I'm going to say is let's go to the 50 states that matter. Probably your blue states would be the best bet. The red states are all ready to chop the legs out from under the capital. So I'm pretty sure that the red states are ready for the capital not even to exist, because it's all lies and they all extract money from us and give us nothing back but more laws we have to bow down and kiss their ass. That's That's the bottom line. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, we got a room full. We got a room full, Shane, and I
All right,
agree
bring them
with
in.
you. I agree with you 100%. Listen, I agree with Shane. Don't focus on the red states. Focus on the blue states. If we're going to do anything, let's go to the capitals of all the blue states, and that's where we start. We got Trainwreck Travis with us. I want to get an update from him. Looks like we got Justice for All Red and Eric Green. So I want to get to all you guys. If you can just hold tough here, let's bring Travis in. How you doing,
Hey,
brother?
fellas. Good, and you guys?
Doing
We,
well.
we are in North Carolina.
Hey, Paul. Who else you got?
David.
David. Hey, David.
Yeah, yeah. We're really excited. We're not sure what the heck we're doing up here, but we're gonna do something, and we're gonna try to make a difference.
Can you just tell us just real quick where are you guys headed and what are you guys doing?
Well, we're in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we're gonna put a convoy together to run around the 440 and make a little noise and let these people know we want our country back.
Amen, brother. Amen. That's awesome.
You know, yeah.
How many trucks you got so far?
I don't know. Paul thinks we're going to have about 150. So that'll be if we get that many, that'll be a huge amount. I don't expect that many because you can't get 5 truck drivers to agree on anything. But yeah, that's not the point. You know, the point is maybe the next one will be better.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to start somewhere, Travis. We got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we decided. So we just
All
wanted
right,
to come shout out to y'all, and we're praying for a eventless event. You know what I mean? Hopefully everything will just go smooth and it'll be great.
Well, you're in our prayers, man. Godspeed, and I'll be watching your show to keep updated on what's going on.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do a bunch of lives tomorrow, so
right.
hopefully it's trucks and American flags and mad people.
All right, sounds good. I'll call you tomorrow.
All right, brother. Thank y'all.
All right.
Have a good night.
Later. Night.
Last I heard, there was a Lay Dundas. She was supposedly she's the one that set up, I guess, part of the Canadian trucking thing from America, from the United States. Apparently, if people get a hold of her, she is one of the ones coordinating this stuff down here in the United States, and she has got a lot of backing and a lot of money for that. So it might be worth looking into. So just saying.
Sounds good. There's a question real quick before I get to Red and Will. There's a question on how can I get in contact with Travis? Tracy, Bonnie, if one of you guys could drop a link for Travis's channel, you guys can reach out to Travis over there on his channel. You'll be able to reach him there and follow him there while they're in Rollins. So let's say hello to Will and Red. How are you two gentlemen doing tonight?
Good evening. How's it going, man?
Good evening.
Red, if I was any better, I don't know what I'd do with myself. I hope you guys are doing well too.
Yeah, we are. I've been talking to Will a lot lately, and I wanted to put a happy point in here. I came up with an idea. I think we should start pushing when we start feeling more safe. Barbecue at the border, where we meet up with our Canadian brothers and sisters. If you're in the South, we can meet up with our Mexican brothers and sisters and try and build a alliance, personally, maybe make some friends, maybe bring out bands that can serenade across the Detroit River to our brothers and sisters in Canada, and they could serenade us back while we barbecue, maybe tent, a way to celebrate each other, because we're not that close with them. And I think after everything that we've gone through together and how much I fell in love with Canada, and I know the Canadian anthem now, I'm pretty sure by heart from watching hours and hours.
I think that's a great idea, Red. You start putting that together. If we can get some people to volunteer to try to put that together, man, I'm game. I will, especially once school's out and everything, which is here real
Yeah.
soon. I'll pack a bag. I'll pack a bag and I'll head out either north or south. I'm closer to the north than I am the south,
Me
so I
too.
probably head up toward Canada. But I'd definitely go up there and barbecue with all the Canadian brothers and sisters. And if we can get some stuff going down on the southern border, I can talk to Frank Lopez Jr., who's right down there on the border reporting every day. Maybe Frank would want to join in with us, and maybe he could maybe start something down there.
And I'd be happy to do it if it's just one Canadian on the other side of the border and one or two of us, I don't care how small it is the first time, so the turnout wouldn't be the big win. Just doing it, I think, would be the big win. So yeah, I'd really like to see that when we can get to a happier place, and I believe that's coming. How about you, Will?
I think that would be a great idea. I happen to have a lot of friends that are Canadian and a lot of friends that are Mexican, and I'll be honest with you, the people that I know would enjoy something like that. They'd like to know more about our country. They'd like to know more about our people. All they see is the political BS that's going on, and they don't really know the people. So I think that would be a great idea to get that going. And
So
Mike,
any Canadians in the room, I'd be happy if you could join me on Allison Intel Land.
Yep.
Or the new Red Step Stacker channel, which is almost impossible to find, but you could find it by searching videos called Conspiracy Confirmed #1, Conspiracy Confirmed #2, which is the reason I lost Egg Face channel yesterday. I lost my favorite channel, Intel channel, yesterday. Got shut down for one video.
Wow.
It was just the video itself.
Let me say something to the mods real quick because there's a lot of questions in chat. Mods, if you can drop Travis's link a couple more times so everybody can follow him over there in Rollins, and then if you guys know Red's link, drop Red's link too so people can reach out to him. We have a lot of people watching Red from Canada, and so yeah, I think that'd be a great idea to get people together. Man, that'd just be an awesome summer barbecue to heck, I'd like to make it to the southern border too and meet some of the people down there too, because we're all in this together. This is a war across the world, not just here in America, not just in Canada, but this is worldwide. We are fighting for the freedom of the world, and that's a big deal. I don't know if people really can equate that sometimes.
I think the Americans have a problem with it, not so much the rest of the world.
They're asking which channel. Tracy's asking which channel there, Red. Sorry, Will. I'll get to you here.
The easiest one is Allison Intel Land. And if you find Red Step Stacker, if you type Red Step Stacker in, you get Rebel Republic pops up. But I did start 2 days ago a new Red Step Stacker channel that they're already hiding. It doesn't even come up in a search for channels. So I guess Allison Intel Land is the best place for any Canadians to get with me, and we'll start talking live about it.
Yeah, awesome.
While I have you both here, something that I've been doing some serious research into the last few days is the Convention of States. And in looking into it, we need to take and get on board with it. Did I lose you guys, or are you still there?
No, I'm just listening. Go ahead, Will.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Convention of States, what that is it's originally a way for the states to make their voices heard and to take and make the states actually in power over our federal government. There's a lot of information on it out there on the web. I happen to have joined our Convention of States here in Kansas, and we are proposing legislation right now in our state to make us a sovereign state again, like it was originally designed. So therefore, I think if everybody would look into it and get involved with it, it is the way that I think we're going to get ourselves out of this mess. The way it's looking to me.
Is there any kind of link for
I
that, Will?
just type in a Google search for convention of states. That's how you'll get started in it, and then it'll take you from there. It's supposed to be going on in at least 41 states here in the United States as we speak right now, and they're trying to get all 50 states involved. I know Alaska's involved, Kansas is involved. I can't remember all the rest of them. I just happen to remember those two off the top of my head. But what it does is, I believe it takes a 2/3 majority of the states to take and have any laws changed, and we can supersede our federal government by doing that. We have to have a 2/3 majority of the states saying we want this to change, and then it can come up for a vote on your elections, and you can actually vote on the changes that they're trying to propose, whether they be constitutional, whether they be term limits, whatever. And in looking at this, I'm really thinking that this is going to be our way out of this by going through the Convention of States and working with them. It does have some things that makes me question, but I think we can work that out at the state level before the Convention of States goes to the federal levels. And I think that it is definitely worth looking into and pursuing and trying to see what they are completely about, and to take and see if that will take and get us the outcome that we're wanting, which is to get our country back.
Gotcha. Well, I think anything that we can do to get involved is better than sitting and doing nothing.
Yes, and I don't plug too many rooms, but Tori Says has a statewide audit chat rooms for each state in the United States and across the world. Like I've got the Kansas audit chat room, which is one of her rooms, and they're involved in getting the audits done and getting legislatures on board with them to make the changes that we need to make to get our elections where they're legal and where they're safe again for everybody. And I would highly recommend everybody get involved with that.
They're coming up very soon. I mean, we're almost to the end of month 2, which means we got 9 months to go before this next cycle. Got to pay attention.
That's true. And I got to tell you, in looking at what they're doing a great job. And I'll say to Tori, and I don't know her from anybody walking down the street, but I want to thank her for putting out such good rooms as that so that people could get involved and try to change things.
They're saying the Convention of States can change the Constitution. Now, does that mean they can change the Constitution of their states or change the federal Constitution? I guess I'm a little uninformed on that.
Here's what I understand. They can propose changes at the state level first. That has to go through the states first and get their state sovereign. And then they can take and demand term limits in their states for everybody. And then if they get a majority, I think it's a 2/3 majority, can take and go in and propose changes to the Constitution to allow term limits and stuff like that. But we, the people, are the ones that actually vote on it, from what I understand. Now, like I said, I'm just starting to dig into this, so my information isn't 100% yet. But as I dig into it more, I'll keep you informed, Mike, and let you know. Same way with you, Red. But
Thank you.
From what I'm digging on this, I really think this is probably our best way out right now to get our country back.
Well,
but
I know
we got to make sure that
D-Dog
I was
was
going
in
to
the
say,
chat. I dropped the link again. I know he's pretty good on all this stuff. If he wants to hop up here. My only fear of the states changing the federal constitution would be, do we have a say on it? You know, do we have a vote? And I don't want people changing any of the constitution, to be honest with you, without further information.
I agree. And like I said, I'm just now digging into this. It was brought to my attention this week, and I've been digging into it for the last few days. And believe me, as I find more, if I think that it's wrong, I'll be the first one to come up and tell you that it's wrong. But from what I'm seeing right now, it sounds like we, the people, will have the say so about what they propose and what they can do. From what I'm reading on it and researching
All
on it
right,
right.
because D-Dog's saying it's not a good move.
Okay.
That's what D-Dog's saying. He's saying it's not a good move.
Okay. Well, I'll dig into it deeper. But like I said, what I found so far looked good.
Interesting. You know, Mike, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Stu Peters is running commercials. And I would like to add that intelligence information is at the surface now. So if you're watching Mike Lindell and Stu Peters and Right Side Broadcasting and all those at night, you're getting up to, just like at the beginning of this whole mess, the intel was at the surface. It went underground. A few of us had contacts. I lost mine. I think everybody else is lying unless they have a personal relationship. But Stu Peters is running commercials. Well, actually, the state of Oklahoma is running commercials inviting people to move there. They said, Oklahoma, the only state in the union, every county voted red. Move here. Instead of, Florida. I think they're trying to get population to move, after the Texas Florida thing.
Absolutely.
That could be good and bad, but I think I'm going to take them up on it. I've been looking into that state of Oklahoma of yours. That's where you're at, right? That's your home?
Shane's in Oklahoma. I'm in Idaho.
Oh, okay. Well, Shane, I might be a neighbor someday.
I am
There you go.
in Oklahoma.
You got a great state there.
And I love my state. We're in the middle of nowhere, and we're the last ones to get affected by anything, but we're the last ones to get relief too. So
Yeah.
it's a two-way street. But I'll tell you, we don't give two shits out here. We're self-supported.
Well, that's just like it is here in my state of Kansas. Yeah, we're 98% red here. We've got a couple of counties that are blue, but
my fear is how many people are in those counties. Like, those are your major cities. I was going to look that up.
Yeah, Kansas City area and Wichita. That's your two big cities. That's where your blue states are. We have a certain amount of blue because the college kids around the big colleges of K-State and KU, which one's in Leavenworth and one's in Manhattan. But outside of that, the rest of this state bleeds red as red can be.
Excuse you.
I'm going to make space for somebody else, Mike. It was nice to talk to you again.
Yeah,
and I have read Step Clone in the chat, but that's not a channel. That's just so
I gotta get you. I gotta get you scheduled to get over on Podbean with me, Red.
I'd love to.
So,
I love podcasting.
Yeah, I just did my first podcast back after 2 weeks today with my brother John Estabrook. So I got to get you scheduled on that. I'd love to have you over there.
The big conversation in my chat for the last 2 weeks is, where are you? Everybody wanted to know where you were. So glad to see you back and kicking.
I went fishing.
Amen, brother. That's what I need. Thank you very much,
right.
y'all. Have a beautiful night.
You too. Thanks, Red.
Good night, Red. Mike, again, like I said, as I dig into this more, you know me, I dig into things quite deeply. So as I dig into this more, I'll keep you informed. I'll drop you my number in a private chat here.
Okay.
Here before I leave the room.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks. All right, Shane. Anything else that Anything else you'd like to say? I think I might just roll right into. I think this is a good place to leave it. Just roll right into final thought.
Yeah, I'm glad you run everybody off.
Oh, here's
No,
D
it's
Dog.
a big mess.
Let's bring D Dog in. We got to hear what D Dog has to say.
Oh, if D Dog's in the house, you bring him on. There's never a question about that. Never.
How's it going, D Dog?
I don't know.
How's my fuzzy little friend?
Just fine until you started talking about that English nonsense in DC.
Well, that was the conversation. I joined in the conversation.
I know, Shane. Mike, can you pull up that link I just dropped you?
Yeah, just I got to write something down real quick, and then I will be glad to pull it up.
Yeah, since Article 5 is such a big article, we'll go through it in, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh, I like how David Jose did this with us the other night too. This was awesome.
Oh, I love David Jose. He is. I've all his stuff he's been putting out. It has been phenomenal.
All right, there we go.
Yep. You see how big it is? It's one whole paragraph, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want
Mike,
me to read it?
Yeah. Do you want to read it?
Yep, I'll try to read it. Let me pull it in here closer where I can actually. Oh, I can't do that. All right, I'll try to read it from far away. The Congress.
So
whenever
So, Mike, that's not the people. That's Congress, right?
Yeah, it says the Congress.
So it doesn't say the people. It says Congress.
It says the Congress.
Okay, just want to make sure it's not for the people.
Is that all the further I have to read it?
No, keep going.
Okay. All right. Whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution.
Okay, now let's just take that first part. Now, the mess in DC, if 2/3 of them can get together on anything, something will get done, and that's not going to happen anyway. So we might as well just forget about this Article 5, right?
It's not. You're not going to get 2/3 degree on anything. You're right.
Right. Okay, but keep going.
All right. On the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of the several states shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which in either case shall be valid to all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution.
So
when ratified by the legislatures of 3/4, 75% of the several states, or by conventions in 3/4, 75% thereof, as the one of the other or mod of ratification may be proposed by the Congress.
Okay, so we already decided that 2/3 of them ain't going to be able to get together on nothing.
Yeah, now they're saying 75%.
Well, it takes 3/4 of them to get together on ratifying something.
Mm-hmm.
And for all these people that are running and wanting to do this Article 5 thing, you don't have to get any more states. 49 states have already petitioned for it. Some of the petitions are 200 years old, but the limit on it never runs out.
Okay.
Oklahoma used to have one, but they recalled it.
So it's a waste of time.
Well, it's just another way for someone to take their effort and put it somewhere where it's not going to go nowhere.
Correct. So instead of maybe putting your resources and your energy here, where would the best place that you would suggest everybody to put that time and energy?
Well, from what I see, there's only one city that stood up so far to something substantial, and that's San Francisco. by recalling 3 of their school board people.
Yeah, I read that just the other day.
Okay, we need to have that in every city, every state. Do it to your sheriff. You know, if you have a dirty sheriff, get his ass out. It doesn't take that many people on a petition for a recall. I think it's less than 10%.
10% of the voting population. Okay.
And then it'll go to a vote. And all you have to do is have 51%, and then he's gone. And then you, during that vote, you know, like they did in California, they also have a recall ballot, which puts somebody else into power or puts the person back in power.
Gotcha. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. What are you working on right now that you can share with us, D Dog? That I know that you got a lot of irons in the fire. You're working on all kinds of different things, but what is the one thing that's really pressing right now that you're working on that that you can talk to us about?
Well, from a lot of the other affidavit organizations, they're getting real heavy onto CPS. So all the other coals that we had going in different fires, we've pulled everything. We've gone 100% in against CPS.
And CPS is one of the biggest child trafficking agencies out there, if not the biggest.
One of the biggest.
It
And
is the biggest.
and everyone who's paid taxes is funding it.
So you're telling me I can quit paying taxes now?
Well, you actually can, because it's a voluntary thing, and that's right in document 6209, which is the federal tax code, and it actually says that taxing the people in America is a voluntary thing. So you volunteer to pay taxes. If you consider yourself a U.S. citizen, then you're screwed. You have to pay taxes. But the only ones that actually legally have to pay taxes are the people who live in Washington, D.C. or the U.S. territories.
Or work for the federal government. That is 100% correct.
Well, that last part's kind of in a gray area, so I didn't put it out there as a definite.
Right, right. Yeah, if you, the sovereign, let me rephrase this, the original people of the states does not have to pay any money to the federal unless it's voluntary, unless you work for the federal government. That means if you're a citizen, that means you work for the government. If you're a driver, that means you work for the government. There is no taxes owed by the private community to pay taxes to the federal government. The only people who are supposed to pay taxes is the people that work for the federal government. That is a fact. Read the tax law. That is in the 1100s, which they have hidden. The 1100 taxes is a statement saying, but they hide this shit. So everybody that says, "Are you a citizen?" You say yes because you think you're a citizen. That is not correct. You're a citizen of the U.S. government. Period. You're not.
Well, as far as taxes go, and if you don't live in okay, if you were not born in D.C., born abroad, or born in a U.S. territory, then you're non-resident alien, and you don't have to pay taxes because you're an American national.
I like the sound of this.
But it's real easy to.
No, he's 100% correct.
I know he's correct. I don't know how do you fight this though? How do you fight not paying taxes?
Properly fill out your DS11 form.
Yes. Do not ever sign. Are you
A citizen. I've done it a
pretty
million
much?
times. I've done it a million times already.
When you fill out your form, fill out not NA, 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 all the way down. Not that does not mean not available. That means non-applicable to you because you're American, not American citizen. You do not belong to the government.
Yep, that's your DS11 form. This is your application for a passport. And you want a passport card. And when you fill it out, it has little places. It says, it asks for your name, address, your spouse's name, your mother's name, your father's name. What year is that one, Mike?
I don't know.
I didn't see a date.
I didn't see a date either. I just pulled that off of your form.
Right.
Doesn't say a date on it that I see. Right. Expiration date is 12/31 of 2023.
Okay, that's the new one. Yeah, where it says social security number, a lot of people have been just putting in bars, and lately they've been rejecting them. So actually put your social security number in there. But scroll down, Mike, just a little bit. Okay, next page. Okay, stop. Where it says mother, father, name, it says, are they a U.S. citizen? Your answer is no. Okay? And that's because right you know them as a human, you don't know them as a corporation.
Gotcha.
That's
and right. Where it asks for information on your spouse, if they're a U.S. citizen, the answer is no. Every time it says U.S. citizen, your answer is no. It doesn't matter who it's for.
That's right.
Bingo. And then I can't remember how you do what the city, your official permanent address, but it's not as it is, you know, because the first one's your mail address, and that doesn't matter about shit. But you're going to be filling it out as an FRD for your permanent address. There's a lot of different videos having to do with filling out the DS11 form. And it'll show you how to handle that. And your birth certificate works. You can get a certified copy. You can have your birth certificate validated. Or there's websites where you can get your certificate of live birth. And that actually works better. And that will end up separating you as a human away from you as a corporation. And if you end up with your passport card having 4 or 5 stars, you can use your passport card to go buy any gun at a gun shop, and they will give it to you same day. There's no wait time. You have a lifetime concealed weapons license in that card. lifetime.
Wow. Wow.
And this is all shit everyone's supposed to know, and nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I never knew any of this. This is all new to me.
No,
Yep.
and he's 100% correct, because it's the same thing that D Dog knows his constitution. I read my tax shit, and it all ties into the same thing. D Dog is 100% correct. And it don't take a genius to figure this shit out. You can do this shit tomorrow.
That's fine if you already have your passport. You still fill out the original form, not the renew form, and you take off you put in the same information, but you put not no to U.S. citizen, and it'll make you an American national as soon as you get your card in your hand.
Just by getting this passport.
That's it.
That's simple.
Yep, and then you can separate yourself farther and farther. I know people that are 96% separated from the federal government.
All right, I think I dropped the right link this time. Last time I dropped the link, it was just a. Oh, that's not a link either. I tried to drop the link, folks. I don't know what's going on. I'll try it again. Maybe it's because I used capital letters. Try that one. Maybe that'll be a better link. Maybe not. I might be doing something wrong. Nope, that didn't come up as a link either, I don't think. I don't know why it's not working, but anyway, it's under DS11. If you Google DS11, this form pops up. That's all I put in there was DS11. DS-11, I think, is what I put in there, and that's popped up.
Yep,
I tried to put the link in a couple times.
Or you can just go to the post office and go pick one up.
So they're asking, how will this affect veterans pay?
It shouldn't, because you still have a social security number. It's just now it actually makes two of you.
Oh, so this is how we build clones. That was supposed to be funny, D-Dog.
But I didn't hear it, Mike.
I said this is how we build clones.
Yeah, clones, yeah.
Claudia says, what happens to our Social Security checks if we become an American national?
Well, I haven't run into anyone that's said anything about that. You could check it out, because I understand that the corporate you is still active, but this separates you from it, so that it gives you the right to travel. There's people who will show you the way to file your UCC1 for a private registration on your vehicle, so you don't have to do a state registration anymore. You use your passport number, and it'll get you between 20 and 50% discount on your insurances.
I'm filling one of these out this week. How long does it usually take to process? 4 to 6 weeks, you think, D-Dog?
I'd give them 2 months. You know how quick the government is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Quick to put their hand in my pocket.
Yep. Let me find you a link. This guy's really good, and he's a good place to start.
I think we got a lot of people that are just wondering Man, is this? Am I hearing this correctly? I'm gonna try it. I have nothing to lose, so let me grab this link that D Dog put in here.
Yeah, it's about a half hour long. He does a really good job going through it.
How does Mexico? Hold on. How does Mexico view my legal status if I fill out this form? You have any clue on that?
You actually have diplomatic immunity if you have 4 or 5 stars. It's actually written on the card at 4 or 5 stars, do not detain. And if you're
Um,
if you're going to be going out of the country, get the small book.
Here's another question: do both the husband and the wife have to fill out this form?
No, it would benefit them, but they don't have to.
Okay. I'm just trying to catch as many questions as I can, folks. I don't see any more. So I dropped both the links that he sent to me in private chat. They're in the chat. You guys want to check out what D Dog's talking about? You guys can hit those links, share them around. Pretty good stuff.
Yep.
Pretty
And
interesting. We can always learn something from each other, and definitely from D Dog every time he hops up here. That's a good question. Asking if I would be willing to put out a video together with all the links and the instructions on how to do this separately. This information gets lost in a video like this. Very, very valid point there, Stephen. Man, it's not that I don't want to. So where do I begin? It's I don't know if anybody has any suggestions. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
yeah, that other the two um what do you call it? The two YouTubers um that are between those 2 videos I sent you. Those are the ones to
Mm-hmm.
actually research to understand more about this.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Here's another great question. One, how did we not know this? And two, Will asks, how will this stop the IRS collection activities that are ongoing?
The first video will show you how to do that. That's why you need to get several copies of your birth certificate or certificate of live birth um, that are actually certified copies. And then you send them in with an affidavit of cease and desist. Then they have to stop. But you have to become an
Joseph,
American national first.
gotcha. Joseph says, I asked if I don't have to pay taxes, they might have the wife pay them. I think that's a pretty valid point. You definitely don't want to leave anything on the table for the feds because they'll come grab whatever they can off the table. So a great question. Great question there, Joseph. We could do that on a Zoom. That's it's not a horrible idea, folks. I'm seeing some really good suggestions here. Maybe we could do it on Podbean, but Podbean's all audio and no video. So I don't know how that would work out. Put the links on your website. Yeah, I put the links on. I put a lot of links on the website. Okay, all right. I got some really good ideas here. I'm going to toss this around a little bit. I think that's a great idea to actually maybe do a video on filling this form out. And then maybe do a timestamp on it with the video, meaning, hey, here I am at the post office. I'm dropping it in the box, and then we'll see how long it takes for them to send it back. And then I can do a video when I receive it and I mean, just go from there. So if you guys want to join me on a Zoom call and fill one out with me, let me think about this for a minute. I'll set up some type of schedule, and I'll do a video and put it out there. Hey, here's the link if you guys want to join me, and we'll try this together. Why the hell not? Right? I don't think we have anything to lose and everything to gain.
Let it, do your research for a week, but in that time, take your birth certificate to like your register of deeds or someone in your county to give you a certified copy of it, or get 2 or 3 of them,
Okay.
because you don't want to send your actual document.
No, you just want to send them a copy, right?
Yep, certified copy.
Now, you get this passport. Obviously, I know this may seem like a dumb question, but obviously you'd be able to leave the country with it and come back, right?
Well, that you can leave the country with the book. The passport card only works for going to Canada or Mexico, and within the 50 states, it gives you the right to travel.
Well, I guess
Instead of
I got
being
a
a
new
14th
project.
Amendment American like everybody is now, it takes you to be a Constitution American.
Okay. Gives you your freedoms back. That's been stolen from us. People say, how do we not know about this? Education. Our education system is robbed us blind. Sat there and they have owned our asses forever. And it's time that we all wake up. That's for sure. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here tonight. But thanks for hopping up here and giving us those links, D Dog, and informing us on Article 5 and all that jazz.
I had to, because Article 5 is too dangerous for those bitches to open.
Okay.
Maybe after the midterm we can talk about it, but now no way. No way.
Okay. No way. Too dangerous. You heard it here, folks. Just I know we're all excited to try to make something happen and get involved, but be cautious on what you do get involved in, because it could be the wrong thing. You just never know.
Yeah, because if all the states go, and we have 2/3 of the states want to open up the Constitution for revision, they can write anything.
Yeah, they can change everything.
Everything.
Yeah, they could actually hurt us a lot more than they'd help us.
Well, they will hurt us
agree.
more than help us.
Yep, I agree.
They could.
I agree. All right. Well, thanks for hopping up here with us, D Dog. You're welcome anytime.
Okay, later, brother.
All right, later. God bless. All right, Shane, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. You have a final thought?
Brother, I love D-Dog's information.
Me too.
I read it, I watch it, I look it up. He's spot on, man. There is no denying what he says. None. So.
Yep. He is a great patriot. I'm glad to have him come up here as often as he does to try to help educate everybody. So anyway, my final thought for tonight was I thought it was a great show. It had a lot of good information, a lot of great topics to talk about. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you for the super chats. Thanks to Red and Will and everybody who called in. Thanks for you to make an appearance too there, Shane. I know you've been wanting to, and I know that you got to be cautious. So we're praying for you. We'll be back tomorrow night, Ladies of Liberty, and I should be on time tomorrow morning for devotions. I got a little late start this morning.
Unless he sleeps in. God forbid, the man does need some sleep too.
All right. Well, go ahead and pray us out. We'll get out of here.
All right.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for such a great evening, Lord. Thank you for D-Dog calling in. Thank you for Shane being able to spend some time with us tonight as well. And thank you for Red and Will, Lord. Thank you for Travis. And, Lord, just keep Travis and Paul Davis and David all safe on the road as they're in North Carolina there trying to get involved and make a difference. And Lord, we just pray a hedge of protection around each and every one of them. Keep them safe, Lord. We just thank you for all your many blessings in your son's precious name. Amen. All right. Well, check us out, libertywarriornation.com. We'll be back here tomorrow night, Ladies of Liberty at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain Time. And tomorrow will be 3 at 3 also on Podbean. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that one. So we'll see how it all works out.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hoping for a sincere performance, but open to finding the moment, to finding out where I'm headed now. Looking for a sign of disaster, so I can make it there faster. I'm weighing the consequences out.